HBCU Overdrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream. With their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more, you can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing today? It is July 21st, 2023. Make sure I'm good in the microphone. Let me know if I'm good in the microphone. Got my cousin Ronald Hunt in the building. As always, repping Monroe, Louisiana. Let's see who else we got coming up in here tonight. Make sure you tag yourself, where you're from, and what school you claim. Let me know where you're from and what school you claim. That. Chris Dukes, what's going on? Jacktown. It is a crazy Friday night, so let me try to get this right here. Hold on, y'all. All right, see who else we got up in here. It's a slow night, y'all. We got everybody waiting on for 9 o'clock Central for Ken Clark and the crew to come on. Let's see who we got. We got Miss Brandy in the house. Hey, got Miss Mary from the 305. FAMU all the way live. Got Brother Martin, Charles Martin up in the building. Just let everybody know he's in the building. Good evening to everybody. I just want to let everybody know. I don't know if we'll get classy or ratchet, but you about to it's about to be a good show, y'all. A good show. Crook, what's good, bro? What's good? Got my boy Blue. Got my bro Blue up in here. And we got Southbound from Atlanta, ATL, up in the building. So, first things first, like I said, we're still doing I am still taking donations to actually get to Birmingham for SWAC Media Day. and people have been cash after me. I think somebody just hit me up on the cash app. It was Miss Minnie. I'm gonna give a shout out to Miss Minnie for blessing the cash app with a good donation. I appreciate you. We appreciate you over here at HBCU Overdrive. So let everybody know that this is not all. This is not just for the heck of it. This is something that I worked on and try to get, you know, off the ground and wanted to be a part of this. So, and I feel like my dream is getting ready to come true. And I'm in the media. Simply beautiful. How you doing? D I love as always. Jay White, Alabama A&M. He says in the house. He still say he want Connell Maynard for president. He could be secretary of offense. They put it just like that. He ain't got no defense. Hold on now. Checking here for boy Jesus. You starting up right now. You starting up right now. But anyway, we still taking donations. We're doing a donation show tonight, and then tomorrow with myself and Timona She Loves Deep, we're gonna do a joint donation show for tomorrow. We still gonna do all whatever what we talk about with swag, all the players, what do we expect for media day, just doing everything, man. We're just gonna talk about everything for tomorrow. And and I normally don't do a show on Sunday, but I will be doing a show on Sunday to get everybody going because if I'm going to media day, I won't do a show on Monday because I would have to roll out on Monday. Um, More than likely, if I can, if the money is raised, if you get enough money to be raised, what it is going to happen is basically I will rent. I don't think I'll be doing any flying, but I will rent a car and I will drive my happy ass all the way to Birmingham from Dallas. I have done it before. It's nothing new. Um, I just like to, I just like to drive, man. But other than that, man, we like I said, we are very proud. We are very happy and proud that um this this platform that was started because I wanted to talk about shoes and fashion, and I switched up and said I'm gonna talk about our institutions. I'm gonna talk about our sports. I'm gonna talk about what's going on where we need to get everything going. I'm gonna talk about the issues. I'm gonna talk about what can we do to get everybody on the same page. That's what I made this show for, to talk about all this stuff, but mainly because of sports. I love sports. Everybody know that. I love sports. And as you see, y'all know what tonight is. It's HBCU tonight. If you haven't seen it, uh, let everybody know. I'll show y'all what uh, my banner. If you haven't, and as always, we got my man Avis up in here. And he ain't taking no prisoners. He ain't taking those prisoners. Man, look, if A&M actually can win the East, I would have Connor Maynard come on the show. If they lose it, I'm still gonna have Connell Man come on the show. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you. Appreciate it. I appreciate you. So yeah, man. Look, we gonna get this thing going. Not gonna be on here too long, but the Cash App is open right now. If you want to send any donations right now, we got 41 people in. All you have to do is just send $5. That's an easy $200 right there. I could give you where we're at right now. We are at $115 right now, and pretty much I'm just letting everybody know, my whole thing. If you don't understand, if you don't know, if you think I'm being, you think this is not real, you think I not good with what I'm doing right here. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But we are at $115 right now in donation money. And the goal pretty much is, I think pretty much my goal was 500 right now. My goal is 500. So that I set a goal for 500. I'm going to stick with 500. Anything after that will go directly towards any other expense for the channel. So that's my whole spill on this. That is my whole take, my whole spill on this. So if you want to go ahead and hit the Cash App, go right ahead. We can do that. You can do that throughout the show. I will shout you out. I will give you your props. I will give you your flowers for helping something that we started off grassroots, and basically we taking over. We taking over, baby. Anyway, man, we about to get it going. We about to get it going. This is HBCU Tonight, episode 30. And as you see, the title, my rendition of MEAC Media Day. Hold on one second, everybody. Have I gotten my media pass? Yes, I have. I have got approved for my media credentials for the SWAC Media Day for next week. And basically, hey, if Ms. Patrice, if you want to donate, all you have to do is just hit that cash out. And we got my lovely assistant, Miss Aquay, up in the building. She will let everybody know about the cash app, about everything what we doing on this show. So let everybody know. And furthermore, let's get going with the show. Let's get going with the show, y'all. Like I said, tonight is my rendition of Swag Media. I mean, MEAC Media Day. I'm about to say Swag. I'm tripping. I need to stay off. Be like Stephen A. Smith, stay off the weed. I don't. I'm gonna send Blue the link if I see Blue petty in his own way, man. But that's my dog, though. Blue is petty in his own way. All right, so if you haven't known by now, like I said, this is around my rendition of Swag Media Day. So, and I had to put myself in the top, with a slide. I got my Kansas City Monarchs jersey on with my candy red and white Air Max 98s, baby. So you know what I'm saying. I gotta look good. Gotta look good when you at work and stuff. So, but anyway, so I'm listening to it. First of all, I listened and watched part of it, most of it. So it was in between. First of all, I did like the setup for what the MEAC has with the screens, with the LED screens. just the whole setup. And of course, we got the resident oracle for HBCUs, Mr. Ford. How you doing today?
Hey, how's it going, Doc? I
Um,
was listening at you talk about your Kansas City Monarch jersey. I think it was this week. Jackie Robinson's widow, Rachel Robinson, turned 101 this week. I think it was.
man, look, hey, hey, I like that. But yeah, I watched the MEAC Media Day. It was simulcast on ESPN Plus. So if you don't have ESPN Plus, I suggest you go ahead and get that going because that is pretty much where most of all of our football games are going to be shown. So unless you're Jackson State, but um, so I watched it. I watched it. I watched part of it. I listened to most of it, and my rendition is basically um it's North Carolina Central and the Eaglettes. That's what I say. Is North Carolina Central and the Eaglettes. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like there's nobody in that conference that can actually touch them boys. There's nobody in the MEAC that can actually touch Central. So now, my whole thing is that Central is the top dogs, and really in second place, Howard trying to come and knock them out their mantle. I feel like that Howard can actually get it going, can get it done, but it all depends on what to me, it all depends on what they do November the 11th. So when they go play Central, when Central come up to Green Stadium in DC, that's when you know. To me, that's when you know that they real. That you know what I'm saying, that co-championship wasn't a fluke. So that's the thing to me that you would have to really go about. Like, are they, you know what I'm saying? Are you real? Or basically, are you just flogging? So that's the thing about it, and the whole spiel is that nobody. I feel like nobody can stop Central, and the way Coach Oliver was talking today, he said nobody ain't gonna stop Central. Um, I did hear Larry Scott. I don't know. Did you watch the media day for the MEAC, Mr. Ford?
I saw the interviews. Blue did a real good job. I saw Trey's interview. I saw Buddy Pugh's interview.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Coach Wilson's interview. Who else? I saw Lee Hall, who I think is going to shock some people.
Yeah,
I think he's going to shock some people. Let's see who else. But I'm like you. I think that the MEAC belongs to Trey Oliver. I like what Buddy Pugh did to his program. He has two new coordinators, a new defense coordinator, new offense coordinator. I think they were 3-8 last year. What was that record last year?
3-8.
Yeah, he brought in new blood.
Oh yeah,
new leadership, and I like that. But I still say that the MEAC has that same problem. They have no leadership in their conference office. They got that same problem.
Well, she has some She has some stuff to say. Now she didn't have.
Always.
She didn't say the great. What did she say last season? The great eight.
Something she
elite,
had, something she called it.
the elite eight, something like
The
that.
Elite Eight. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't go that far this time. I listened to her. She didn't go that far, but um, she feels comfortable. She feels confident about her conference, especially when it comes to football. So she does feel confident that they can, they can get it done. Um, and basically being the representation of the MEAC. My whole thing is I just want them to add like two or three more teams, and
That's what I said. I would love for them to have at least 8 teams. If we can get to 8 teams, because this 6 thing is, because if somebody gets disgruntled, if they join another conference or go independent,
yeah,
we got a problem.
Yeah, and then now you're gonna have to either the conference dissolves or you're gonna have to merge with another conference.
I would like it if the minimum of 2 new members. But see, that's the conference office. You've been what, 2 years now with 6? Why haven't you attracted 2 new members or 3 new members? Somebody tell me that. Whose job is it to attract new schools to the MEAC? Isn't that the conference office?
I think that is the conference office. Because if you really think about it, I'll give the swag this much credit right here. When Sam and Bethune said they was leaving the MEAC, the swag showed what they can get when they come to this conference right here. They literally show what's in store for them when they come to the SWAC. And basically, Bam and Bethune took the mantle and they ain't never looked back. And I don't even think they going back.
And Mr. Campbell, you never heard of Virginia State? They should go after Virginia State. They should go after Bowie State. There's some schools they need to go over. Skating on 6 teams, it's not going to work.
Now,
there's some people out there that they could go after.
If Eastern Shore decides to get their football team back,
they need to get a football team. Why would you join the MEAC and you don't have a football team? That makes no sense. And it's not like they don't have no money. It makes no sense. They getting ready to listen. What's the lady name? Mackenzie Scott is giving all them schools money. Okay, that was a suit settle, which they're going to share like $500 million with those Maryland HBCUs. There's no reason Coppin State shouldn't have a football team. There's no reason that Maryland Eastern Shore shouldn't have a football team.
Well,
it makes no sense.
Well, at least Eastern Shore can actually they actually can do a feasibility study to where they can bring, if they can want to bring football back to I forgot what's the name of the place there at Eastern Shore. What's the name of the town?
It's on the coast, I think, isn't it?
Princess Anne.
Yeah, Princess Anne. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
But the other thing, like I said, is it's great players in this conference. I heard and looked at these young men, and they are eager to go out there and play for their school and play for themselves, play for their school, play with pride, and to try to get themselves into that Celebration Bowl mix. So the first thing they got right now is the preseason offensive and defensive players of the year for 2023. We talked about them already. First name is Davius, last name Richard from Belle Glade, Florida. 64 completion percentage, which is good. I think he could be higher than that.
Well, that was one of the things he said today. He said he's going to let him throw it more this year.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting because if he lets him throw it a little bit more, he might get a look at the NFL. because basically they are a conservative team. They run first.
Right.
But
So
he said he's gonna turn him loose.
yeah, turn him loose. I like it. I like the fact that look, don't be conservative because he been and to me, he been in the system for 3 years. So ain't no time for him to be conservative. Like if he want to get 3,000 yards, he can go get 3,000 yards. If he want 30 touchdowns, he can go get 30 touchdowns.
He's got a good offensive coordinator too. That guy's really good. He used to be at Southern. He was a quarterback coach at Southern.
And so he could cut, like, he's smart with the football, so he could cut down on the interceptions. He had 10 last season. So I think he could cut it in half to like 5. He could add 5 more touchdowns. So if he go 30-5, 6-1, you know what I'm saying, 6-1 touchdown to interception ratio, that's good. Then he could add on if he could add on 500 to 600 yards in rushing, and with another, like, let's say about 5-6 touchdowns rushing, that is a great season for him. And that completion percentage can go up because, like I said, he's not careless with the football.
Oh, that guy's a legitimate player, man. That guy's a legitimate All-American. That kid is something else, man. He impressed me in that Celebration Bowl. He really impressed me. You know, playing in front of a big crowd like that. He's something else, man. And I'm like you. I think that Trey Oliver guy, he's one of the top football coaches now in the HBCUs.
Let me talk about it. I don't know where I found it on. It was on Twitter. I think whoever was interviewing him from the side, off to the side, they asked him a question. But hold on before we get to that. I want to get to the defensive, the preseason defensive player of the year. We talked about him yesterday. Khalil Baker. To me, more undersized as a safety. He's more of, I look at him as a cornerback.
Yeah, that kid is tough, man. I watched him last year. That's what's his number, 20?
Yeah.
That kid can play, man.
Yeah. So
yeah, that kid can play.
So I think because he's more of a free safety, so he's not really inside of the box, but to me, he can get it done. Like 4 interceptions to 9 pass breakups, that's good. That's great. That means that he gets to the ball. So, like, to me, it's good that they name these players, but I got a name that kind of somebody reminded me about it, and I'm going to talk about him next week for my next players to watch list, my player watch list. It's Patrick Godbolt from South Carolina.
Yeah, he can play. He's a proven commodity. That's a kid on the other side of Jablonski. What's Jablonski's name?
Jablonski Green.
Yeah, them kids can play, man. They tough. Yeah, them kids can go.
Another guy that kind of somebody just said something about him. They was talking about him on Wednesday, and it kind of went in my head. And then when I heard him talk, and they introduced him, Delaware State's Mario Goins.
What's his position?
Linebacker.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like,
yeah.
I that, you know, the way he talk, he feel like that in a sense, he feel like Dale State can get back to being somewhat of a pest in the MEAC.
Yeah, Lee's a good coach, man. Lee's a Holy Cross graduate. He has NFL experience. He's going to do well. Now, what he's got to do, he's got to go in there and get them kids out the DMV, got to get them kids out of Philly, got to get them kids out of the tri-state, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey. If he can do that, if he can bring them kids out of there, because, you know, Delaware State sits right there under Pennsylvania. If he can do that, I think that guy's going to be successful, man. I think Lee's going to do well.
I feel like he's going to do well, too. I like the interview with Damon Wilson. And
Damon's gonna do well.
He ain't hold no punches either. He's like, look, I got there in July.
Yeah.
Just trying to know these dudes' name. We got to install a system, and you go 4-7. Some of those games that they played weren't even blowouts. When they play, the ones that they lost, they weren't even blowouts. So that 4-7 could have easily been a 7-4 record for him to come in. Now he got a full-fledged recruiting class. He done turned the roster over. I feel like he might go 7-4 next season.
Well, one thing about Coach Wilson's resume, it says championships.
Yeah.
I'm looking for him to become I think he will build that. Morgan State has a great history and legacy. And I just feel like Coach Wilson is the right person. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to make them a championship contender. I really do. Like I said, I like looking at, because I was a coach myself. When I look at a coach's resume, the thing I want to see is championship. And that's what his resume says. Right. He's won numerous championships. So I'm expecting him to do good.
So, I'm just thinking, I just want to see what happens. Like, that 4-7 record could be 7-4, is especially who's going to be, with the quarterback coming up.
Right.
But I'm gonna go to it. Trey Oliver with somebody pulled Trey Oliver to the side, kind of had a small impromptu interview with him to the side. And somebody asked about why the MEAC don't have a conference championship game, right? Or should they have a conference championship game?
They got to get some more schools, man.
He get some more schools.
They got to get some more schools.
But this is what Coach Oliver said, though. He said, why? Why do we need a conference championship game?
Right. I agree with him.
He said, so you could watch the same team get beat up like they did before. He said, we put 50 on Howard. He said, who wants to watch that again?
Right. And I agree with him.
I was like, oh my God.
Coach, did you remember he told him, he said that ring that Howard got was a class ring. Definitely shouldn't be a championship ring. It was a class ring.
I was like, oh my God, he was with the smoke.
I think he's gonna back it up too.
I was like, oh my God, somebody, man, I don't think nobody has had a coach at HBCU football like that in a minute, but I'm just saying, like, he did not back down from that comment. Especially my guy from Morgan State, Markham Banks. He was on the show a couple of months ago.
Right.
We talked on the phone earlier today, and he was like, "Bro, did you see what I wrote? What he said about the ring? It looked like a class."
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, come on, dude." I was like, "Boy, y'all ain't giving Howard no kind of love." I said, "Man, y'all not giving Howard no kind of love." But Coach Scott for Howard, he spoke eloquently about his program, about his team. Jerry Hunter is going to be a beast out there, and he's not going. Like I said, he's not going to do it alone because he has a tree. He has another stable of running backs, in the backfield. So, it's going to be by itself. Also, you have who is by far one of the best safeties in the conference in Kenny Gallup.
Oh yeah.
And he's, like I said, in the box safety. He ain't too much covering nothing. He's like an extra linebacker on that defense. He is going sideline to sideline.
We've said this over and over. The only thing with Howard is what kind of quarterback play they gonna get? Will we know what they are offensively? Are they a 60-40 team? Are they a 50-50 team? I can't really tell because that kid at quarterback is so inconsistent.
Well, I really
If he comes through, I think Howard will definitely be a contender.
right. And I don't see when reading off his numbers last night, I didn't see the inconsistency. I seen
Oh, I did, Doc. I saw him several times.
yeah, we saw him, but what I'm saying off the numbers, I think it could have been more. Like he threw 65% completion. Like that's good. But
yeah, it is. But he didn't. To me, he was like he wasn't a kid that could take his team on his shoulders and lead them to victory. I didn't see that.
Right, but
I didn't see a all conference quarterback in him. I didn't see that.
But I feel like now he has to take that big leap. He got to take the leap. He got to take the mantle. And
well, what I did see, he's a kid that I would just go basic with. I would give him maybe 2 progressions, and then I would let him take off. Because to me, the best thing about him is not his arm, but his legs.
Right.
And I would simplify everything for him. I would totally simplify it.
I would simplify it too, but I mean,
yeah,
I feel like what my whole thing is, what I said about Quentin Williams is keep the ball. If you're gonna play, make sure that you read your progressions. Like you said, if you get 2 progressions, read one receiver, read the other receiver, and then maybe
take off.
Take off.
Take off.
Or if you do the 3rd progression, that running back is coming out of the backfield, getting probably on a wheel route. I say read that, and then you also, like I said, you pretty much you can pretty much beat a lot of teams doing that. And then, like I said, you have a stable of running backs that are all purpose. They're not straight up running backs. They are all purpose backs, and they are there for a reason. So I say you got to let them loose. You have to let them. And I think they have a offensive coordinator, and he's been with the program too. So that's the reason why we don't feel like it's going to be a drop off with Quentin Williams.
Is Greg McGee on that staff?
Yep.
That's going to help out a lot. Greg is his quarterback coach, right?
Greg is his quarterback coach.
That will help out a lot. That will help a lot. Because Greg was meant to, when I saw Greg, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I thought Howard, I thought Flea and all them failed him, man. Did you see him play?
I heard about him play.
I saw him in person. He was unreal. Because I'm going to be honest with you. First thing I said was, why is he at Howard? And somebody told me his story. He was originally, he was signed to go to Pittsburgh.
Wow.
But I think Weinstedt, remember the guy Dave Weinstedt?
Dave Weinstedt?
Yeah, he got fired. And that's how he ended up at Howard.
Because it's Narduzzi as the head coach now, right?
Yeah, Narduzzi, and he's a good let me say this, man. Narduzzi is a great coach, man. Narduzzi is a great coach, man. Now, I wish he was at a more high-profile school because he's really good, man.
Yeah. But like I said, you got to take the reins from Trey Oliver in Central. You don't do it, man. It's
Doc, I don't see nobody touching them this year, man.
Right.
I think that they're gonna be better than what they were last year. Mr. M. Rob, listen, man. When I saw Greg McGee, man, that dude was unreal, man. That guy was about 6'3", 6'4", left-handed, and could do it, man.
He left-handed?
Yeah, I think he was left. I think he was. Hey, you Howard people, wasn't McGee? Was he left-handed? Anybody put anything in the chat?
I haven't seen.
I think he was left-handed. Because he was the truth, man. He was the truth. But they didn't do nothing for him. They didn't go get no players to play with him. I didn't like what Flea was doing as a head coach. They just didn't. They didn't do anything to help him.
So why? So we're gonna talk about that afterwards because I'm gonna finish this rendition of this
Uh,
media day. But like I said, I liked everything. Dawson Odom's coming on there. I mean, he was
I
there.
missed his interview. What was Dawson talking about? And I'm a fan of his.
Dawson was like, "Hey, we did slip up. We slipped
Yeah,
up last season instead of because his first season they was 6-5. So
right. With Pookie, what that boy was name? Pootie
Carter.
Pootie Carter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you're 2-9, and I think it was the quarterback play. It's not saying the quarterback per se, the quarterback play, but having a stable quarterback there.
I'm surprised that Dawson's defensive oriented, but I'm about to say with Norfolk being a major city, uh, you know, big beautiful city town, and I don't understand why you didn't try to go after one of them Power 5 transfers.
My thing people are saying is that because Norfolk State is a basketball school.
That guy is very successful, but you know what? Willard Bailey was very successful at Norfolk. I'm surprised, but basketball is really good up there. That's the truth. And that guy's name is Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, he's really good, man. He has an outstanding program.
In fact, he's coaching right now in the basketball tournament. He got HBCU HBC United.
Right. Where are they in New York somewhere? Where are they?
Yeah, they're in New York.
Yeah, that guy's good, man. Matter of fact, the guy he took over from that went down to FIU, that guy was good too, man. Yeah, he was that guy's assistant. And then that guy left and went to FIU, and he took over at Norfolk.
See, I'll be like, don't bite. You got to get it done. But he did say, like, look, we just got to go back. We got to go back to the drawing board. He did turn over he did turn over a lot on his roster.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard he went and got a lot of new players.
He got a lot of new players. Signed I think over 40 players in this recruiting class. So he has to get it done. And
you're right. This is do or die for Coach Odoms, man. If he comes up with 2 and 3 wins, he out.
But I think they give him a mulligan because of the fact that he did go 6-5 in his first year at Norfolk State. But it's all about with Norfolk, you got to get that fan engagement. Like you basically got to get players that want to actually be there, and you also got to kind of change that narrative of being a straight basketball school back to being, being football. Like he spoke about having a 30,000 seat stadium and trying to get to come up in there. So I don't see why there's no, fan engagement there. So, and it's not saying because you're losing that, it's like most of the people just waiting on for basketball season. It's kind of like if you really think about it, and I'm going to the SWAC. I would give Coach McKinney from Texas Southern some sort of credit because he's trying his hardest to get the engagement of the fans to the football game, knowing that everybody is, kind of waiting for, basketball season to come around. So
McKinney, all he needs to do is win.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of crazy because I give him that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I give him that he's doing a lot with the least. And I ain't saying not as far as money wise, but as fan engagement wise. So that's the thing that I'm kind of going off on right there. So
Doc, let me ask you, how hard does he recruit Dallas? Does he come into Dallas and make himself known I mean, do they have a lot of players on Texas Southern team from Dallas?
Yep. Yep. It's a lot of players from Dallas up that's on the team.
How
Dallas,
about San Antonio?
it depends. It depends, but he's gonna go into the main two main places he's gonna go to is Dallas and Houston.
So how about his engagement as far as small town Texas? Like, does he go to East Texas, or they really don't mess with the, like, what I would call the rural kids, the small town kids?
You gotta go to East Texas. East Texas gives you the greatest amount of football players to come play at your school. Like, it's, to me, is you gotta get it. You gotta get it there. Let me see this. Uh GA, it's hard for them. It's hard for them. They got to compete against CAA Hampton, which is true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is true. But I'm gonna get back to it. So they just did the preseason, the first team preseason, first team offense. So basically, they got Marquise Gillis from Delaware State as the running back. So they chose him to be first team along with Latrell Collier from North Carolina Central.
He's good. Yeah, I liked him.
Wide receiver Devin Smith from Howard University. Receiver Casey Hawthorne from Howard University.
They got players. I'm telling you, Howard got players.
Devin Smith is from Central, so my bad. Devin Smith Central. Casey Hawthorne, Howard. The tight end from Howard, Brendan Brown.
Right.
And then the offensive lineman basically is dominated. They got the center from Central, Torricelli Simpkins.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, Darius Fox from Howard. Darius Fox and Aneen Donkwa from Howard. Delaware State offensive lineman Sam Pearson and South Carolina State offensive lineman Nick Tasty. So that's the first team. And then first team defense, they have South Carolina State defensive lineman Patrick Godbolt.
Yeah.
Howard University defensive lineman Jevin Jackson and Darren Brokenberry. Brokenberry he's a man child.
What position?
Brokenberry is defensive end. He's on defensive line, so he can play end. He can play tackle. He can play out pretty much everywhere.
What's his hometown?
Let me see. I don't even know what his hometown.
Okay.
But you got then to end it all, it's Elijah Williams from Morgan State. We talked about him the other day.
Right.
Morgan linebacker from Morgan State, Lawrence Richardson. South Carolina State linebacker Aaron Smith. Central's linebacker Jackie Brevard. And then they go to the DBs. So Delaware State defensive back Romel Harris Freeman. Howard University DB Kenny Gallup Jr. We talked about him.
Right.
And Morgan State DB Javion Morton. Then they got special teams. It's basically South Carolina State punter Dyson Roberts, Central kicker Adrian Olivo, and Morgan State return specialist Keith Jenkins Jr. So that's just the first team right there. And I'm surprised that they didn't even put Jablonski Green on the first team all defense.
I guess they the fact that he was injured last year. He'll be on the final one. You know that.
So then on the second team, they got Quentin Williams as the quarterback on the second team. So Quentin Williams and Jerry Hunter on the second team for Howard. Central trio, Jamari Taylor at running back, Andrew Smith, and Quentin McCall at receiver. Howard's receiver, Richie Ilaraza. Oh, excuse me. Don't beat me up if I butcher your name. Tight end for South Carolina State, Khalil Ellis. Howard's center, Deshaun Ingram. Isaiah Cook from Delaware State. Marvin Atuatasi from Morgan State. Cam Johnson from South Carolina State. And Vincent Byrd Jr. from Norfolk State. So it's evened out. That's just the offense, defense. Second team defense is Anthony Bloom from Norfolk State, Jared Kirksey from South Carolina State. That's another name I didn't hear about right there. Jaden Taylor from North Carolina Central, and then Octavian Mentor from South Carolina State. Eric Hunter from Morgan State, Mario Goins, Delaware State. Talked about him earlier. Christian White from Howard, and then go to the DBs. Manny Smith from Central, Joseph White from Norfolk, Robert Jones III from Howard, R.J. Coles from Norfolk State, and then for the special teams, Juan Velarde from Central, Nathan Wilson from Delaware State as the place kicker, and as a return specialist, Ian Wheeler from Howard. And that just second team defense. Still surprised they did not put Jablonski Green on either one of those teams' defenses. That's crazy. And
he'll be on it in the end.
I believe so.
He will. I'm telling you, I've seen him. You just wait.
So the order of finish, the predicted order of finish that they got for this season, of course, they said Central is going to be number one. They got the 9 first place votes. Howard at number 2, who got a first place. He got 1 first place vote. Number 3 is South Carolina State. Number 4 is Morgan State, and they got a first place vote. 5 Norfolk State and 6 Delaware State, and they got a first place vote also. So it's crazy that.
Who was 6? Did they say North? Who was 6?
Delaware State.
So they ain't giving no respect to the Lee's program.
They ain't giving none, and that's a dang on shame, y'all.
Because I'm telling you now, you know what? Lee gonna make them know who he is. Just wait. I'm telling you. He knows what he's doing. I saw him when he was at Morgan State. They'll see.
Oh, you're trying to be facetious, Russell. You only got 6 football teams in the MEAC. Come on now, bro.
What did he say?
He said my top 6 football teams in the MEAC. You only got 6 of them. You trying to be funny?
Yeah. I'm hoping that they can at least get 2 more teams. Because if somebody gets disgruntled, that's gonna kill the league. You got to have 6 teams.
Ooh, got a question for you, Mr. Ford from G.D. Price. He asked you, Mr. Price. He asked you, what's your top 4 CIAA candidates for the MEAC?
I know I definitely would go after Virginia State. Mm-hmm. I would go after Bowie. Let's see. You know, you would want to go after, but Winston-Salem went to the MEAC one time and they hated it. So I know that would be a waste of time. Let's see.
That's just
okay. It's Bowie. I would go after Bowie. I would go after Virginia State. I guess I would ask. Well, I guess it ain't. I would ask A&T and Hampton to come on back home. Stop playing the prodigal son, and come on back home.
Well, Mr. Price, you gave me. I'm gonna give you my 4. So I'll go with Bowie State. So you can get that. You keep that Maryland connection.
Yeah.
You can start a rivalry with
Howard,
Morgan.
And then I would listen. If I was the commissioner, I would have to meet with them people at Maryland Eastern Shore, and I would make a case that to help the conference, we need you to start football again. I would make a case with them.
So that's my first one is Bowie. Number 2 would be Virginia State. And that's what's that? Ettrick, Virginia, right there.
Yeah, that's right. It's close to Petersburg.
Okay. Okay, so I would do Virginia State because they got an up and coming pro. I mean, I ain't up and coming. They got a legit program there. Number three, I would go after Fayetteville State.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Fayetteville State. Yeah, that's right. I'd go after Fayetteville.
I would go after
Yeah,
Fayetteville State.
yeah, yeah,
And
that's right.
like you said,
Fayetteville State.
yeah, like you said, Winston Salem already tried going to the MEAC.
Yeah, they're not going to do it.
They didn't like it.
No, they
But
didn't.
if it was the 14, I would go
Hey, Mr. Who I'm talking about? What's Mr. FAMU's name?
Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Campbell, the basketball coach, the men's basketball coach that FAMU needs so y'all can stop losing in basketball. He's the head basketball coach at Winston-Salem. Y'all need to go after him. I think his name is Cleo Hill Jr. That's the guy y'all need. So you won't be losing 20 basketball games every year.
My last team, man, I'm trying to figure out. I would say Union, but they small, and I know to get rich.
But let me tell you about Union now. Union's athletics are strong.
Yeah, I know they got
Yeah, because now Joe Taylor and them do a good job with that football team. And see, I remember back in the day when that white man was their coach, Dave Robbins, they would win the Division II championship in basketball. So, I don't know. I might have a talk with them because it's in Richmond. That's a nice location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see, because I would go for so those are main three. I would actually go with Union because I won't get Shaw.
Yeah, I think so too.
Shaw and Johnson C. Smith, even though Johnson C. Smith is in Charlotte, that's a good place to get kids to come out of Charlotte. I don't think they have the facilities as of right now, even though I know they did upgrade their football.
The football stadium is nice. The basketball gym, you're right. They would have to upgrade.
Right. So I would look at Virginia State, Fayetteville, and Bowie.
Yeah, right.
Because Bowie is in the DMV. You pair them with Morgan, you get them with Howard.
Yeah.
And you get that Maryland rivalry going right there.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But I still say I would have a meeting with those people at the Maryland Eastern Shore. We'd have to talk.
And then with Virginia, because you got Virginia State, Virginia Union, they can join Norfolk State. So that's 3 right there. So that's another 3 right there. And then
hey, MEAC, Mike, don't even mention Tennessee State. They don't want nothing to do with black conferences. So don't even mention them. All they want is for black people to come to their games and other black HBCUs to bring the crowd, but they don't want nothing to do with no HBCU conference. So don't even mention Tennessee State.
I wouldn't even say Kentucky State either. They got too much issues going on.
Yeah, and that would be a logistics problem for you to come from Frankfurt all the way over to Howard or to get to Delaware. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's already an issue with them because they in the SIAC, and the Florida schools really don't want to go all the way. They don't want to really go up all the way to Kentucky because that's a drive. Edward Waters don't want to go up that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I see somebody saying Albany State, but what would Albany State have in common with Delaware State, with Coppin, with Morgan? What if Albany State is going to move up? I mean, the natural move would be the SWAC.
Right.
Because they used to play FAM. They used to play Alabama State, Alabama A&M. That would be the move for them. The MEAC? That means if Albany State's got to go all the way up to Delaware State in this economy, it don't work.
Like when you look at the SIAC, y'all. Hold on before we get into that. My rendition. That's my rendition. The MEAC Media Day. I did like what I saw. I did like the interviews with the coaches and the players. The best thing about this though is that I like that Jay Walker didn't have to mention Howard too much until Howard got there on the stage, and then he was all googly eyed after that. Tiffany Green was on point as always.
Yeah, totally professional.
Professional.
Yeah.
At this point, even I give Jay Walker this. He was professional today, so I would let him. I'm gonna let him slide with that. He was professional today, but Tiffany Green always come in with straight up facts and with questions. Like she ain't gonna don't beat around the bush with this woman right here because she don't even play like that. It looked like she lost some weight too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've seen her. I'm like she look kind of slim in the face. So, but I'm glad that we actually got to hear her voice because that lets you know. Once you hear Tiffany Green's voice, that lets you know that HBCU football is amongst us now.
Hey, MEAC Mike, having 6 teams as a MEAC, you playing with fire. You need to go out and get some more teams. Now, if your commissioner can't do it, there are a lot of good ADs around here that will make you a great commissioner.
Right. Man.
But having 6 teams is not going to do it.
Kelly Tom, the class rings is going to be the talk of the MEAC season this year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Trey Oliver is crazy. He said, yeah, them class rings. What? What, man? That's crazy. But now that is my rendition of MEAC Media Day. But we was talking about the expansion. What other teams that we can see to come into the SWAC. Albany State going into the SWAC is a lateral move. It is a lateral move. That means they keep a rivalry with FAMU. They can play. I mean, it's Georgia, it's South Georgia, so you can recruit South Georgia right there. Like we said, another team that we talked about that can move up to the D1 is FCS is based Tuskegee. On the problem, the issue is to make sure they get the proper equipment for their facilities, as far as with the lights at the football stadium, with baseball. If you ain't been to the Daniel Chappie James, the center, because that's where they play basketball at. It's
right. Nice, that's right. Chappie James.
It's a nice facility for basketball. So
they
got Tuskegee got they got the money, they got the everything. I just feel like that you got to upgrade as far as not even with seating, it's just with the lights. That's all it is with Tuskegee.
Yeah, you gotta do the lighting, and if you're gonna go SWAC, you can't play all day games. You can't do it.
Right.
You gotta play some night games. The SWAC is that's one of the problems that holds up the MEAC's attendance. They play too many day games.
Yep.
You cut down on your crowd when you don't play at night. We've always brought up Friday night was high school, Saturday night college, Sunday pro. You can't play all them games in 90 and 100 degree heat. We under global warming. That's my biggest problem with that lady in that Orange Blossom Classic down there in Miami. You playing in almost 90, 95 degrees heat. Your kids fell out last year, and you still didn't move the game tonight. I don't understand it.
So I'd say it like this: Tuskegee would be a good fit with the SWAC. Miles College would be a good fit with the SWAC. Why? Miles being in Fairfield, Alabama, close to Birmingham. Tuskegee outside of Montgomery. Like you keep a natural rivalry with the Alabama schools. They really ain't got to go too many. They really ain't got to go far. They don't. Because if you take out the divisions, they ain't got to go far.
I would now. This is wishful thinking on my part, but I really wish the SWAC had a team in Atlanta. I do.
Ooh,
I told you before. I talked to this former NFL player. He says the natural fit is Morehouse, but I just wish they had a team in the AU Center.
mm,
So those SWAC teams come over here and we could see them.
I wish somebody would go get Langston from Oklahoma. Like literally. I mean, you could probably say they could be back in the SWAC, but the furthest that would be the furthest for everybody to travel to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They out of nowhere if you ever been to Langston. But just thinking about it, like Miles, Tuskegee, Albany State, would you take Fort Valley out of there? Nah, I will keep them in the SIAC and along with Savannah State.
The only thing with Fort Valley is I don't know if they have a SWAC mentality. Now I know Albany State does. I know that I think they would fit well. I don't know if Fort Valley would make the commitment. Now I really like the football coach they got down there, Coach Gibbs. He's a Rod Broadway disciple. I really like him. But I just don't know. Now they got a beautiful gymnasium. They got a beautiful stadium. I just don't know, would they step up or what, because you don't want them to get in for like 3 or 4 years and then get out. You don't want that.
Right. Morris Brown being in the SWAC. I mean, they get back to having athletics. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to get it back. Right now, you would have to, get them back going academically. And then after maybe 3 or 4 years, then you do, to get the athletic program back. But right now, they just got to get it back. Because I think they had about, 60 students last year, 30 students?
I wouldn't even know. I had to look at the attendance, but especially now since they got their accreditation back, they can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They can get federal money for financial aid.
Right, that's right.
That was the main thing. Now they can get back to getting those majors that was, pretty much kept the school alive, and basically get rid of those incompetent people that try to handle the money. That was. I know Morris Brown is part of the AME church system as far as schools, and I feel, and I'm an AME. I'm AME all day through and through.
I am too, all day through and through, brother.
And I tell people like my mama, my mom's at convocation right now at Paul Quinn, and we like, look, we don't get, church be like, well, we want to take the money away from Paul Quinn. No, we got to help this school right here, or we ain't gonna have it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So to me, I just feel like the church should have just stepped in along with the state and the federal government and say, hey, all y'all just get out of here because you messing up our name.
Yeah, we've had a lot of malfeasance on the part of our bishops through the history of Morris Brown. Because see, Morris Brown has had some financial issues that stretched for many, many years back. Mm-hmm. And it's been a problem because of a lot of those AME bishops. Because remember, at Morris Brown, you got the president on campus, but the final word is the bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of problems.
And see, now it's different now because the final word is going to be from the president. Like, Paul Quinn, the president there, you ain't getting nothing past that man right there. I'm telling you, what he's been doing for that school. And to get everything, my mom called me yesterday. She's like, ooh, Paul Quinn, the campus look nice. They done fixed it. They got this, they got that. I was like, it's been so long since I've been at Paul Quinn College, y'all. And
right. Now, what city is Paul Quinn?
It's in Dallas.
Oh, it's in Dallas. Okay.
No, it was.
When I was at Grambling, we played Paul Quinn.
Remember, it was at Waco at first. Remember Paul Quinn? The original campus of Paul Quinn is at Waco in Bishop, Dallas.
Okay.
When closed down, Coma Cottrell, who was the founder and president of what's the name of that? He had the hair kind of like I don't know if it was the perm or like with the curl or something like that. I forgot the name of
Yeah.
it. But with the S curl, right?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I remember that.
he bought the land. He bought everything from from where Bishop College was, and basically Paul Quinn just moved up. And
Right.
it was ratified by all the bishops in our district.
Right.
Like, so our bishops and our presiding elders, it was ratified. They like, yeah, move them on up. Cause it's better that Paul Quinn would be in a actual big city and you take over on the land where where another HBCU was. And basically you had to make sure that everybody, when it comes to the finances, make sure the finances is good. Just everything that he's done, like implementing a dress code.
Right.
And when I Mr. Ford a dress code, I'm talking about it's a business attire dress code. Like,
oh yeah, dress for success.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It ain't no do-rags, no
Oh yeah.
no shorts, no short skirt, none of that stuff. None of it.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, Brandy, your church was started by Absalom Jones, right? AME Zion. Wasn't that Absalom Jones?
Absalom Jones.
Remember, he was with Richard Allen, but then he started his own church. And I think they call it AME Zion. I have to look it up. I think his name was Absalom Jones.
Oh, yes, man. I seen the basketball court, and then we was talking about Paul Quinn's basketball court. We was talking about it, how what it represented from the 1920s, where black people couldn't even go to downtown Dallas like that without getting harassed with without
Right.
the racism. But I love the court. It portrays Dallas at that time, and now we are basically a city like like people want to move here. But yeah, man. To me, it's just all about it. But I'm ready for Swag Media Day coming up. We are right now. I'm gonna put Absalom Jones is from that history. Yes, that was Ronald Hunt.
Huh?
He said Absalom Jones.
Yeah, he helped Richard Allen start the AME Church, but I thought he broke off and started the AME Zion Church.
Hmm.
I have to. I'm not close. I'm on this phone. I don't. But I'll look it up tonight. I think his name was Absalom Jones.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and shout out Avis Heath with the donation of $18.77. I like the concept right there. Love it.
Hey, Doc. Now, what hotel is hosting the SWAC Media Day?
The Birmingham Sheraton Hotel.
Right, that's the same place as last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's downtown, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I wish we could get the SWAC Media Day here in Atlanta. Maybe we'll get it one day.
And Mr. Johnny Barnes, thank you for your donation today, man. So we are at $154 right now. So y'all keep it coming. The goal is 500.
So, Doc, how many hours drive is that for you?
8 hours.
Okay, yeah, 8.
I've done it before, so it ain't nothing new to me. Hell, I drove from Dallas to Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
and that's like 12 right there.
Right. So you go 20 all the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't deviate. I don't veer off from nowhere. I go
right
out 20.
Right. That's right.
So,
oh yeah. Who's gonna help you drive? You by yourself?
We gonna work on that. We gonna.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Talk about that.
Oh yeah. From Atlanta, Birmingham is nowhere, man.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours.
Yeah, from over. I don't think it's 3 hours from Atlanta.
You sure?
Yeah, it's about what 100. It's straight shot from what is that? That's 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's 20. Yeah, I don't think it's 3 hours.
Maybe it's
Maybe 100 and what 20 miles.
maybe 2. Oh, then
Yeah, maybe
when
might be 2.
you cross into Georgia, the time goes up anyway. So
Yeah, that's right. But Birmingham and Atlanta are relatively close.
yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, that's close.
That's
My wife's families have their family reunions over in Birmingham. I love it, man. Yeah, I love it over there. We
uh
go to Fairfield, all that places.
oh, okay. You said 2 hour tops, depending on where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's from Atlanta, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
because I
Oh
know
yeah,
Jackson to Birmingham is like about 2 hours.
yeah,
Because I feel like once I
yeah.
get into Jackson, once I get out of Pearl and get past Whitfield, is like you just drive.
Oh yeah. Because the last when you coming on 20, what is Meridian your last major city in Mississippi
Mm-hmm.
before you cross into Alabama, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, we back in the 90s, we used to come out to Jackson from Atlanta to see Jackson State football. It wasn't a bad ride at all.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't talk to me. Thank you for your donation, Mr. Price. Ooh, yeah. I think the last time I went to Atlanta, we drove to Atlanta. Me and a friend, we drove to Atlanta. I cussed everybody out inside of the
Oh
car.
yeah, man. Yeah, you know our infrastructure has never caught up with the population, man.
Yeah.
You
It's-
know, we behind y'all now. I think y'all are nine. What is it? Y'all are 9 million in your metro. I think we're at close to 8 million now.
in our metro
Yeah.
area,
Yeah. What's Dallas metro area? In it 8 or 9 million?
the Metroplex. Ooh, let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, D-Lo, man, he told me, said, you definitely got to slow down in Rankin County. Yeah, I don't even drive fast in Rankin.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Let me see. Because I think somebody was talking about this, and we was talking about the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex is
Yeah.
larger, has a population larger than like 38, like 30 some states.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big D. What they call it? Big D, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Big D.
It's
Yeah.
our this is from 2020, the census. Our urban population is like 5.7 million.
You bigger than that now.
Yeah, our
You bigger than that.
what's the CSA? The combined statistical
Yeah.
area. That excuse me, I'm tongue tied. It's over 8 million.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
My sister came out for the NCAA women's tournament, the basketball. She said Dallas did a great job, man.
Oh yeah, we did. We
Yeah,
did.
they did a great job
A lot,
hosting that.
a lot of people when I was at work, they came to my shop. They
Right.
like, yeah, I love how they did with Dallas. I'm like, man,
Yeah, y'all did a great job.
hey, you ain't lying, dude. You ain't lying. The Metroplex is we going way too fast, but it's nothing that we could do about it.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing that we could do about it. And we ain't
Because
gonna.
everybody now wants to live in the South, and
Mm,
Dallas is one of them places. Atlanta is one of them places. Birmingham. Everybody wants to live in the South now. Because I got a bunch of my family, they relocate. Charlotte is, some of them want to go to Charlotte, some want to come to Atlanta, some just want to come to Georgia. The South is the place to be now.
man, I know. Yeah, I know where Crandall is off of 175. Man, look, hey, hey, I would move out there, but 40, 40 is just about to grow too.
Yeah.
Um, like literally, like I don't know. I don't. I don't think I'm so used to being in the city, man. I don't think I could go back to living in a rural area. I mean, I lived in Nacogdoches for a little bit in East Texas, but I don't think I could go back. I'll go back to the city. Hell, I also lived in Corsicana, too. But that ain't number 45 minutes down south. So
What percentage of Dallas is black, Doc?
what's percentage?
Yeah, are y'all the majority?
Man,
I mean, in the city of Dallas,
in the city of Dallas, we ain't the majority.
you're not the majority. Okay.
The majority is Hispanics.
Right. So, okay. All right. Okay.
We ain't the majority. Now we're gonna lose a couple of people because they've been moving out, but it's a lot of people that's been moving, but they're moving to other places. So that would be the 2022 estimate. But yeah, when our population is big.
So is Dallas being gentrified?
Certain areas, yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta is now. When I came here as a college student in the late '70s, this town was 80 to 85% black. Guess what it is now?
Shoot, what? Close
49%. Well, blacks are the majority, but it's down to 49%. We're the second most gentrified city, I think, on the East Coast, other than DC. I think DC is the most gentrified city in America.
So in 2020, since that was the last census, you
said 5 million, right?
The last census overall combined is 8 million.
That's right. It's 8 million. That's what I thought.
In 2020, Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex racial composition was 42% non-Hispanic white, 16% Black or African American, 8% 3 to 4% 2 or more races, and 29% Hispanic or Latino American of any race. So in some years, the Latinos gonna be on their head.
Yes, yeah. You're right. Now, Doc, y'all have had a black mayor?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
how many black mayors you had?
So Ron Kirk was our first black mayor.
And what years was that?
In the 90s.
Okay.
And then now we have Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson, he's from North Dallas. So So he's our second black mayor. Like everybody, like Ron Kirk was a Republican, but
he was?
Yeah, Ron Kirk was Republican. He was on the same. Remember when he left out of the mayor's office, he was the secretary of, I forgot what is it, energy with George W. Bush.
I have to look him up. I didn't know him.
Then let's see. Then we had another mayor, Laura Miller, who was terrible. Oh my God.
She was a black woman?
White woman. She was terrible. Everybody knows, if you from Dallas, you remember this woman. She was terrible. Like, Tom Leppard. Tom Leppard was, I think he was either a Republican or a Democrat, one of those. But he was trying to make everything right from what Laura Miller was doing. The last mayor we had was what's his name? I'm trying to figure out. But he was the CEO of Pizza Hut.
Oh, okay. This was a black guy?
White guy.
Oh, white guy. Okay.
Yeah, but he was no nonsense. He was a no nonsense type person. What's the name of that man?
Hey, so Doc, what's the rivalry between, say, Dallas and Houston? Do y'all concede that Houston is number one, or what's that like? Like between the Texans and the Cowboys? Is
Uh,
that deep or what?
if it nah, ain't no beef. Ain't no beef between us. Now, if it was the old school Oilers
Right.
and the Cowboys, then we have some beef. But we don't really care about the Texans, man. It's like we literally laugh at the Texans.
Because they lose?
They lose. Like they but then too, we want them to win, but it's like, man, come on now. Like we only my guy said we only have a competition with the rappers with
Oh, okay.
entertainment. Uh
Right.
man, but with the basketball, with the Mavericks and the Mavericks
Yeah,
and
the Rockets. How's that?
like we have a little rivalry here, but our big rivalry is down 35 in San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
we
With the
with
Spurs.
yeah. Now
Okay.
our rivalry with Spurs when they had
Tim Duncan.
with Tim Duncan on them, and we like we ready for them, man. But yeah, like we just one of the like we in
Right.
baseball, the Astros and the Rangers, because we're in the same division now. They're in the same
Right.
division, so it's like it's the Lone Star Showdown.
Right. You're right. Mm-hmm.
We kind of like that, so it gives us um a sense of a rivalry right there. But
Right.
the as like, and it's crazy because when it comes down to it, when it comes to sports, in that with baseball, the Rangers are in first place in the AL West, and the Astros is right behind them. It's,
Right. Oh, yeah.
so
And the Astros are the defending world champions, right?
yes, it is.
Yeah. Dusty Baker.
Mm-hmm. And soccer is FC Dallas, and then the Dynamo. But then you also add in, we got a new team in Austin. Is I forgot the name, Austin FC, something like that. Uh,
Right.
and when I looked at their stadium, they got a nice stadium, nice.
Well, Doc, let me ask you: are they? How's it? What's the word out there as far as this? That Texas A&M and Texas going to be in the same conference, and will that rivalry heat back up, or what's the word in Texas right now?
Man, Texas A&M is they still, man, Texas A&M is still pissy from about Texas. No, really, Texas A&M is pissed that the Big 12 gave Texas all that money.
Oh, okay, okay.
But then I'm like, well, you about to get a bag anyway because you're going to the SEC. So it really didn't even matter.
Because now Texas A&M and Texas, they play Thanksgiving weekend. When did they play?
They
Back
used to,
when they were
they used to play Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanksgiving weekend. Do you remember a tree or something fell and some? Remember those people got killed?
It was the bonfire.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge bonfire and it toppled down on the workers, but the workers were students, and the school was held liable because the students
Yeah.
were supposed to do it because the students came from the School of Engineering,
Right, right.
and and they was like, no, instead of having the students do it, you need to have somebody professional to do that. Like
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
do it. Especially with when it that for it to be that high, stacked that high, you need somebody else to do that. You need a professional to do that instead of students. So
I still say, Doc, I think, I watched the media day. I think Texas and Oklahoma are making a mistake, man. I think Oklahoma's going to get abused. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mr. Price. Oh, I think I'm gonna tell you like this: A&M and LSU having a nice rivalry. Yes, I like that. And
A&M and LSU. Yeah,
that
okay.
rivalry really started to me. I feel like it started it started a little bit when A&M was still they were still in the Southwest Conference, and RC Slocum was the head coach. And man,
Oh yeah, I remember him. I remember RC Slocum. Is
he
he still living?
I think so. He's from
Yeah,
Louisiana, so
yeah, I remember him.
he used to have he used to play McNeese State. He used to try to play
Yeah,
LSU. Like he was trying to play
yeah,
the Louisiana schools. He didn't care. He didn't he did not care. I bet you this his wrecking crew defense, because that's what they was called. His
yeah.
defense,
I remember the Wrecking Crew. I remember them too.
they could probably beat out this defense right now. I'm talking about a Quentin Coriat, Patrick Bates, that win. Um, who they has man, Aaron Wallace. They had some players on the team where they was Sam Adams.
Yeah, I remember Sam Adams. I remember his dad. Dad was named Julius Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember his dad went to Texas Southern.
I like this. I like this take right there. It said they will both get abused in the SEC. It's Georgia's championship to lose. Bama's dynasty is over.
Y'all sure about Bama's dynasty is over now? You sure about that?
Hey, that's a nice take. That's a nice take right there, bro.
Oh yeah, the guy, the Kirby is rolling. But the part I'm right. My question is Bama's dynasty over? We sure about that? We
I
sure?
I don't know if it's over.
Me either. I don't know.
We shall see this season. But
Yeah, yeah.
but if he get out coached again, if he gets out coached again, then yeah, he is. I think it's over.
Now Bama had they got a lot of players coming back, right?
Yeah.
Because their biggest question mark is the quarterback position, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's always going to be the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's a quarterback position. I know one brother is he can run and throw it. He's kind of a thickly built brother. I think they brought in a top. Didn't they bring in a top pass or something?
Mm-hmm.
Because Georgia's bringing back a lot of players, but their thing is that quarterback position too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a boy from Florida, but then they went in. They got the number one recruit for the 24 class quarterback. They moved him to Georgia.
Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, they got him here. He's here now.
Yeah.
He's at one of them suburban schools. It's out in Gwinnett County. They got their own school system. Buford. He's at Buford.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at Buford. I don't know. Nick might have maybe one more championship. And Nick is about what? About 72, 71? What is he?
What?
He don't look bad. He might have another one in him. I'm watching this boy down here. There's two guys I'm watching. I'm watching that Kelly guy down there at LSU. I've always had a lot of respect for what's Kelly's first name?
Brian Kelly.
I got a lot of respect for him. See, I remember when he coached at a Division II school.
Oh, Grand
he worked his way all the way up.
At Grand Valley State.
Yeah. And my thing is too now, he don't know how to act off the field, but now I love some Bobby Petrino now. I love the way he run them offenses.
I'm gonna say it like this. We said this already. I think that's the setup. They gonna get rid. If Jimbo don't get it done this season, they're going to fire him. They don't care about the payment. They were just gonna wait for the payment to go down because they don't want to pay all that money right there.
Right.
Fire him, and Petrino gonna be the next head coach for it.
Oh, Petrino, bad boy, man. Petrino, a bad boy, man. I'm telling you now. I've always loved the way, even when he was offense coordinator at Auburn and he was at Louisville a couple of times. That guy's good, man.
Yeah.
He is good. I remember him at Arkansas. He was good, man.
Yeah. But like I said, he gonna be the next in line if Jimbo don't get it done this season.
Jimbo ain't gonna get it done. Doc, he ain't gonna get it done.
So we got Josh Heupel. We talked about him the other day.
That's the guy Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
He good, man. That guy's good, man.
Man, I just hate the fact that freaking what's that man's name? Pruitt.
Jeremy Pruitt
did all that. Just
yes, he did. Man. God, he got them in a hole. Yeah.
And here's the thing too. Tennessee better be glad that they did some self-imposing, on them.
Oh yeah.
For the last year that they was doing all this stuff, but the NCAA could have said, "Forget that imposing stuff. We can hit you with. I'd probably hit you with the death penalty." And that's something. They don't want to go back to doing that. That if unless you got the funds to do it, to bring back the program and stuff like that, I would do something if it was like somebody like Bama or Georgia. They can kind of get their program back to order because they have the funds, they have the money to do it. But somebody like Tennessee, I know they got the money, but it's going to be hard for them to come back. And
the state of Tennessee doesn't have a lot of people. So if you're going to be at Tennessee with the Volunteers, you got to get your players from like Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. They got to get because I think somebody look it up. I think the population of Tennessee is only 5 million, isn't it?
I think so.
It's a small state as far as people, so they have to go outside. They got to come into Georgia. They got to go into South Carolina. They have to go into Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. That's how, and Ohio. Don't forget, Tennessee has always gotten some kids out of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a lot of people, and you're right. It's going to be, But I'm gonna tell you something. That guy, Josh Heupel, that guy's really good, man. That guy's good, man.
He's good, but I'm just saying though, like you caused a whole bunch of issues and mess though. Like I'm just saying, Jeremy Pruitt, like
he was terrible, man.
It was terrible. Like, bro, you remind me of what happened at SMU, but you just didn't win. At least
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Players and stuff like that. You didn't win it. Come on now.
Yeah. Some people wanted T. Martin, but the higher ups didn't want T. Martin, and that's who they went and got, Jeremy Pruitt.
T. Martin
and look what he did for him.
T. Martin was on it. Was in on it too. What was going on at Tennessee? He knew about
with them bags.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Isn't he Mobile or Pritchard? Where's he from?
T. Martin from Mobile.
Mobile, that's right. Yeah. Won a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? He was on Morehouse's staff.
Yeah. And I know he was on Kentucky staff too for a minute.
Yeah. And he was at Southern Cal, I think.
Yep. Yeah, he was at Southern Cal with he was with Lane Kiffin.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he that was a movement at one time to get him for head coach at but Phil Foreman them chose Pruitt. They chose Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just went with T. Martin.
Yeah, me too. I thought it should have went with T. Martin.
Oh yeah, but let's get back to this HBCU stuff because we could go all day, all night about Big 12, Big 10, SEC, all that good stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
But as far as what we was talking about earlier with who we could think can come into the SWAC or into the MEAC, hold on, I'm gonna answer this question right here. Do you think Peyton would ever go there and coach at Tennessee? No.
No, neither. I think Peyton is going to eventually be an owner of an NFL franchise.
Peyton is not trying to go into
no. He will always be a force up there. He'll be able to throw his weight around because he's like immortal up there, man. He's everything.
That man is God at Tennessee.
That's what I'm saying. He's everything up there, man. See, the SWAC is a super conference because the SWAC goes all the way from Texas to Florida. That's a super conference. But one thing I know they would never consider this. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the SWAC need to go after South Carolina State. I really do.
Ooh.
I think they need to go after South Carolina State.
Does it help with their enrollment?
Yep, it would help with their enrollment, but that would be another quality program in the SWAC. Like I said, of course, my thing is the whole thing with Tennessee State is a waste of time. They don't want to be in a black conference. They want our fans to come to their games. That's why they're so hot now that Jackson State pulled out of that Southern Heritage Classic, because they know the crowd. Like now, what Zoe should have said was, ain't gonna be no crowd up there in Memphis. To my Pine Bluff and Tennessee State, that ain't gonna be no crowd. Now that's 25,000 maybe.
I had talked to Zoe. I told her, I think we'll probably at least get 30,000 in the Orange Blossom Classic, but we do have a point. Like we did have a point because that's a lot of travel. Because when you talking about it, is the first game is in Atlanta, right? You backdoor the next week to go to Miami. Because from Jackson to Atlanta ain't number 5 hours.
Right. I understand. I'm just saying, if those people in South Florida don't get them, I'm saying regardless of the fan bases, if they can't give you but 25,000, they don't need to have nothing down there. Because I'm telling you, it's over 1 million blacks in South Florida. And all I'm saying is you can't give me 40,000 out of 1 million.
Right. I'm gonna answer.
And I'm not talking about with the fan bases. I'm just saying the people in South Florida.
Right. I'm gonna ask this question right here. Answer this question. Dog, you think Colorado beat TCU? That's what I think.
No.
No. Now probably, you know what? Because that's the second that's during the Orange Blossom Classic weekend. I'll probably watch that game.
That guy is gonna build a nice program, man. I keep calling him Spike Dykes. That's his daddy.
His dad is Sonny.
Sonny's gonna be good at TCU, man.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna be good.
But yeah, I think what you was talking about with the SWAC with South Carolina State.
Oh yeah, man. That's a quality program, man.
Yeah, it's a quality program.
I would go after them.
And to go back to the MEAC, I did listen to the Buddy Pugh. Buddy Pugh sound like somebody granddaddy that just
I heard him today. I did too.
Like he told you to get in the house, don't let my good air out. That's
yeah.
He didn't sugarcoat nothing when he had his interview. He's like, hey, it was on us. Like our players weren't disciplined, and
he said he couldn't stop the run.
Right.
And that's why they made the change that's why I said, now I like that. He said that's why we made the change at defense coordinator. Because he said we couldn't and then he said that after beating Jackson in the Celebration Bowl, the kids got the big head. He said they didn't think it would happen, but it did.
Like, we get back to it. Yeah, to go down to Miami after you go to Atlanta. Atlanta ain't up 5 hours to go down to Miami. That's like clearly like 12 to 13 hours right there. Just that long right there. And then we got to go to Baton Rouge because we play Southern the third game of the season, and then to make that trip to San Marcos to Texas State. This is all before we even get to the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a big time schedule, man. That's a big time schedule.
And we are going to be on the road for 4 straight weeks. We ain't gonna have no type of break until we get to that house. And once we get into the house, that's when we turn it on at home. We're gonna turn it on wherever we go. But I'm saying
Right.
you'll get to see in person how this team is gonna be. And I like it.
Now, let me ask you something. Now, Doc, when WC Gordon them, they did a lot of playing on the road too, didn't they?
I have to ask Zoe about that because he yeah.
Did Gordon do a lot of classics, or he didn't do classics?
From what I heard, he really did. I heard he never really did a lot of classics.
He didn't do right. So he wanted you to come to Jackson.
I mean, you go to Jackson, or you gonna go to Jackson, or we go to you. It don't matter where. It don't.
Right.
I think with the way Zoe used to put with WC Gordon, like he didn't care where you go. He didn't care if you came to the house. He didn't care if we went to your house.
Right.
We gonna beat you wherever wherever you was at.
Right. You're right. I see what you're saying. Oh yeah. Yeah, he was something else, man. When I was at Grambling, y'all's president was an economist. He was the head football coach. Y'all had a guy named Dr. Reed was AD.
Mm-hmm.
The president was named Hefner. Was it Hefner?
James A. Hefner.
That's right. He was the president when I was at Grambling.
Okay. So yeah. He was. Oh yeah. I think he took over right after John A. Peoples.
Yeah, he was an economist or something.
But yeah, let me check out Tamona's show because everybody my number been going up and down because everybody been going between her show and mine. So it's it's cool with me. But like I said, we still doing the donation. We are at $180 right now. We are close to the $200 mark. And then, like I said, we are trying to get to 500. That is I would say that's my cutoff point. But if you decide you want to donate more, we're trying to finish all donations by getting all the donations in by Sunday evening because Monday I won't do a show. It just in case if I go and look, and Tuesday we'll be there, and we're gonna be there, and we're gonna go live from there. So I'm gonna take my little old webcam and my ring light and my laptop and my soundboards and stuff, and we're gonna be on the road. So and then money, like I said, any other monies that's left over, it will go towards the channel and to improve the channel. So it's not gonna be lost.
Doug, we might see you. It's gonna be on ESPN3, right?
Man, it's gonna be on ESPN.
Yeah, we might see you.
Yeah, y'all gonna see me, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might see me.
They had a big press corps last year when they went Birmingham. I just wonder how many they'll get this year.
I don't know, but we shall see.
Yeah, you're right, Mr. Hunt. I remember when he went to FAMU. I remember when Dr. Reed went down there.
My brother said he asked you, did you play with a guy named Andre Thomas at Grambling?
Wait a minute, I didn't play football now. I was a grad student, but I do remember Andre. Wasn't he a linebacker or something? Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, no, I wasn't a player now. I was just a grad student down there. I ain't played nothing since high school. Yeah, but I do remember Andre. I think Thomas was a linebacker, right? Brother DJ, wasn't he a linebacker? I remember him, Andres Thomas. He was good. I definitely remember his name.
For the donation. So, yeah, man, we're going to get up out of here. I'm going to check this out. We're going to get ready for Ken Clark because he is coming on tonight. So,
okay, man.
Be ready for 9 o'clock. And we'll be back on this thing tomorrow night, Mr. Ford.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, y'all have a good night. Enjoy it.
All right. Let's see. What do you think? At the end of the season, probably 4-7, 4-8, maybe 5-7. Doesn't matter. it ain't gonna be a lot. He ain't gonna have that many wins. But yeah, like I said, we still gonna be doing this. We gonna try to do a show on Sunday, and even if I don't have a show, anytime throughout this week, will surely. So make sure let's get to up to 200. Let's try to get up to 250 right now. We at $180. And let's keep the donations going, y'all, because I am trying to get up. I'm trying to get there, and I don't care about being on ESPN. I just want to do a job and do good at my job, be good at my job, and have fun and meet other. That's all I got to say. Myself and my co will still be. We will do a joint donation drive, and like I said, my goal is to get $500. We are close to halfway there. Let's keep the support going, y'all. This has been HBCU Tonight in conjunction with HBCU Overdrive. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream, make sure that you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. And also, if you're still trying to go ahead and get the donation going, all you have to do is just hit the Cash App. Let me go ahead and get that on here. So this is the Cash App for the show. And if you have any ideas or any players that you want to talk about or anything like that, just email me at hbcuoverdrive@gmail.com. But as always, man, I thank everybody for joining us and blessing us with this good old rendition of the MEAC Media Day. And hopefully I will come up with my rendition of the SWAT Media Day when I get back. But y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay dangerous. And always, if you in the state of Texas, stay cool because it's hot as hell outside. We out this thing till tomorrow. Peace. Ken Clark and the 1400 Club coming up at 9 o'clock tonight. So set your alarms for that and go tune in to the people over there, y'all. All right. We out this thing till tomorrow. Peace.